say hello to my little friend. My friend is not. My friend is quite big. My friend has outgrown the bounty. As you can see, all 24 inches. It's well past there. All right, so what do I have growing in this thing, huh? Here you have it. I have little finger eggplants going. These are the exact seeds that I used. Says this long, slim black fruit produced in clusters on compact plants. Harvest finger sized or even larger, sweet, mild, flavorful. Start indoors, yada, 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 yada. Inside here we can see that ideal temps 75 to 95. The plant spacing, and it's not frost hardy, hence it's growing in the house. And minimum 8 to 12 hours of full sun. Isn't that pretty? So, I'm almost to that stage. Oh, look at what I got there. Hey, you. I named her Pam. That's Pam right there. All right, so the eggplant. Down here, these are just the nutrients to my root farm. This plant is so top heavy that it's leaning over, that I've been using these 2 bottles, which are mostly full, to hold that up. So like I showed you, I do have this one coming in. It's a fairly decent size here. And there's a couple others that are working on getting to that point. I believe that guy is one of them, as is this guy. Those 2 are soon to become eggplants for me. And then there's one other one. This guy is much further along, a little bit, than those other 2 we just showed. But so far I got 4 actual eggplants on here. Loads of flowers. You can see. I'm set on flowers. Look at even down here. Doing what they do. But I was having a fairly big problem with my flowers just dropping off after a certain point. I started hand pollinating, and that fixed it, it seems. So now I have fruit coming in, and more flowers and fruit on the way. If I can find in my notes, I will put below how long this plant has been going. Nice, huh? Alright, over here I have my herbs. I have been condensing things. I got a little crazy. I had too much going on with all my jobs and all my hobbies and all my plants. I couldn't keep up with it, so I had to thin some things out. I moved some things around. This pepper plant and these 3 herbs were all in a small Aerogarden harvest. I moved them over here to this root farm. I know, not Aerogarden, but they started out as Aerogarden plants. They weren't transplanted until yesterday, and I don't see any signs of damage, no signs of stress. Alright, so this here is the Greek oregano from Park Seed. And then This plant here is sage from Park Seed. Both doing excellently. And then over here is wild thyme from Baker Creek, also doing excellently. What I did was I'm about out of Aerogarden nutrients. I'm gonna order some more. They're my favorite because you don't have to do a lot of mixing and guessing and measuring and all that. I'm not doing all that. But I do have the Root Farm nutrients, and I just went on ahead and filled this unit up using those nutrients, even though these plants started out and have been up until today, again, on an Aerogarden regimen or nutrient regimen, which is, I think, every 2 weeks. So doesn't seem to have affected the plants. It's only been about 26 hours, so, but they still look good to me. And they do have some supplemental lighting. I got this light with the stand, for, I think it was 40 bucks. And then I got a similar light, basically screwed it together. I just got the one screw, and then they're rocking the system like this here. It's doing really, really, really well. And I'm gonna go with this system. I'm gonna let it do its thing for as long as I can. I think I've worked out something that is working for me and my system, and so I'm gonna stick with it. You know, like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Look at that sage. Oh, it smells so wonderful over here. I can't wait to see what kind of pepper this is. I can tell you this about the pepper plant. It is 9 times out of 10 one of these two peppers. It's either the Habanada or the Not-a-Peno. So we will see. But look at that. So healthy, so green, so lush, so perky, so vibrant. All I'm getting off of this is life, life, life. It's giving me life. I love it. And then paired with these thriving herbs, this is easily one of my favorite grow containers right now. I just love the way this looks. Even without any additional colors, you know, like you kind of want to see some flowers or something in here, but I just love it the way it is. Isn't that lovely? Also living in the world of I don't know what I'm growing is this cutie patootie little pepper plant. I had this growing in a I forget what the small Aerogardens are, but the three units. I had that growing with another pepper. Again, it's probably one of these two. I took it out of that system because I knew it was going to outgrow it sooner or later, and it's going to have this one to itself. Right now I have some choys growing in here. But those will mature long before this gets out of hand. So, and then I'll just pull those out, and this will have this whole unit to itself. Isn't that right, Mr. Pepper? That's right. Listen to the pepper. All right, in this unit I have some curly parsley, looking great. I have been cutting and harvesting and drying that quite frequently. I'm really happy with that. I love the taste of parsley. I especially love throwing it in salads. Just like any other herb, I like throwing cilantro and whatever else into salads, but parsley might be one of my favorite herbs. And then in with the parsley is this. Da, 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 da. Now we know this one is a Not-a-Peno pepper. Look at it's small too. This is a small plant. Look at my hand. It's about as big as my hand. So yeah. But it is loaded with peppers. I don't know if they're gonna make it to ripening to red because I'm already so excited. I just want to snack on these. So these, let's see what they tell us about the Not-a-Peno pepper. Let's see. Love the flavor and crunch of jalapeno, but can't take the heat. This truly heatless jalapeno is perfect for those with sensitivity or aversion to the heat of traditional jalapeno peppers. Great for pickling, stuffing, poppers, and salsa. This variety is early and prolific. I'm going to say they're right about being prolific. Early? I don't know. But that could be because of the situation I got going on indoors, so I'm not going to say it's bad by any means. Start indoors. Use a heat mat. I did not. I germinated right in this machine. Needs summer weather. And then on the side here, 7 to 10 days, ideal time, seed depth, plant spacing, not frost hardy, and another one that needs a minimum of 8 to 12 hours of full sun. Doing well there. We're at a harvestable stage. I'm trying to hold out. I am trying. But I gotta tell y'all, I don't see me holding out for too much longer. I just want to pick this one and just snap into it. But I've managed not to do that thus far. Here we have some Aerogarden lettuces. These are the ones that came with the unit. Everything tastes great. I think this is like the deer. This is a black seeded Simpson over here. That's good. This is the marvel of the seasons. I think back there is the red sails. Here's another marvel. Oh no, that's Paris Island cause right there. Good stuff. I have those growing in here with a tomato plant. And of course, I did not write down what kind of tomato plant it was. I just knew I was going to remember. No, I don't. But if I had to guess, I'm going to guess that it's this guy. The Morocco guy. Anyways, isn't that a pretty tomato? Let's see what it says here on the back. It's a dwarf, indeterminate, New Zealand heirloom. It's remarkable dwarf variety. Grow some of the largest fruits possible for such a small plant. At only 2 to 3 feet tall, each plant can produce fruits up to 12 ounces apiece, deliciously sweet in flavor with deep red flesh. This variety will produce throughout the season and will not disappoint. A lot of tomatoes to ripen on the vine. Blah, 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 blah. All right, and we got 95 days to maturity. I'm nowhere near that. I don't even know how long it's been, but clearly I got a long way to go. So what my plan was, since this plant is only supposed to get to be 2 to 3 feet, I figured I would try to grow it in a bounty. Yeah. So how that's going to work is that long before this guy gets any kind of sizable measure, I will have eaten all of this lettuce and probably a whole nother round of lettuces until this guy needs this whole reservoir to itself and all the light. That's the plan. This is going to stay there. I'm going to eat all these, grow another round, and then by then this plant should be sizable and will be the only thing in this bounty. All right. Then this bounty is a Hungarian sweet pepper. I don't know where the seeds are from. I got them in a seed swap. But this plant I've had, I think before I moved it, it was in a different system. It was going on about 3/4 of a year. So this plant is almost a year old. I've trimmed it back to nothing twice now. And it just keeps coming back and it keeps producing. It's a great, great, great producer. When I talk about prolific, this is one that is prolific. All right, so look at all that fruit that's in there. With, you know, more flowers and buds on the way. So I would highly recommend a Hungarian yellow sweet pepper if you're into those types of peppers. That plant's doing really good, and it still has quite a ways to go before it uses up all the space in this bounty. I mean, and in a year's time, I would guess, I don't know. I don't even know. Tons. Lots more peppers than you would think. I didn't keep track of how many I harvested at each point, but God, I would say I usually pull about 20 off per harvest, and I've probably harvested this, call it 4 or 5 times, so maybe 100 or so peppers. I don't know, but it would not be far-fetched to say that, because again, this plant is so prolific, and the peppers grow so fast. So if you're looking for a fast grower, at least it's fast growing for me, and prolific, the flavor's just okay. It's just okay. I don't know if I'm more of a, I want a, like a, I don't know. They're good peppers. These are just a snacking pepper for me, though. I don't actually cook with these. I just pick them off and eat them. Usually they're like breakfast, or if I'm working out in the living room and I get hungry because I saw a commercial, I will walk over and literally pull a pepper off there and then pop it in my mouth. So, but it is a great plant. It's beautiful. It's prolific. I would recommend getting one. I don't know which one this is, but it's a good one. You guys remember Tomato Row? Well, I've dismantled it. There was a unit right there. That's not there anymore. I've moved it. This one is getting done soon enough. And the only reason is because this machine is a wreck. And I just cannot take how dirty this is. But this plant is forever old. And I just want to soak this machine. It's driving me nuts. Look at that down there. The plant itself, though, looks magnificent. I don't know what this one is. I have seeds for several mini tomatoes, dwarf tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, whatever you want to call them. And I don't know which one this is. I was calling this the orange hat. I'm not even sure that's what that is because that doesn't taste like the ones that I grew outside. But they're still okay. But once, once I get one more big old harvest off of this, because I got a lot of fruit on here, I am going to be letting this go and cleaning it up real good. I'll probably let it sit for a good week or two, and then I'll be planting this back up at some point. I don't know what I'm going to be putting in it. The unit next to it I cleared out, and I don't know what I'm going to be putting in that. So this is currently my only producing tomato plant. But today I got a cup of tomatoes off of it, and I was happy. So good growing. All right, over here is the Aerogarden Sprout. If you'll recall, I had 2 pepper plants in this one. There was one right here and one right here. I moved the other one. I showed you that one. And then I moved that one into the harvest that has the 2 green bok choys in it. And then this was that other plant that was in this system. I'll be keeping it here. Again, I don't know what kind of pepper it is. It's probably a Habanada or a Not-a-Peno. But I'll find out when it gets to the point where it's producing fruit for me. But it looks great. All right, y'all, we're running out of daylight here. In this unit, I have the cuttings that I took off of my Coleus from this summer. They have rooted, and I put them in some holders. I want them to fill out, and then I'll actually start making myself a nice plant. But these need to get better rooted. So I did a couple things here because I'm not sure what's going to work, what's not going to work. So I put these 4 cuttings in this system that does not have a light attached to it. It has a light, but the light doesn't work with the base for some reason. I think I explained this earlier. The light does work, it just doesn't work with this base suddenly for some reason. Anyway, so I put this here, and it will get, whatever this window light is. It is not a whole lot, so they will be getting that. They are also in water, and they are with the Aerogarden nutrients. And then I have 2 more. One of them I put in soil and am growing under a grow light, and the other cutting I put in a Aerogarden that I will be showing you right after we get done with this here. And this is not an Aerogarden here, obviously, but this is, since we're right here, it's another hydroponic system I got off of Amazon. But it is growing my black-eyed Susan vine. Okay. Isn't that special? So, this doesn't have any supplemental lighting going on. I'm pretty positive it definitely needs some. It looks great, but I don't think it's going to flower without any. And so I plan to try to set that up this week. We'll see if I get around to it. I don't have any more daylight lights, and so that's what's been my issue. I'm trying to figure out where I can move this so I can use a different kind of lights, light spectrums, because I don't like those out in the open. That red and that blue, it just messes with my eyes. I don't like it. So we'll see what I end up coming up with. I believe I have 2 more lights, and I'm wanting to put one of them on this system because so far so good, right? Like, it's a good looking little plant there, and it's getting long. It's vining, that's for dang on sure. So we'll see in later videos what I wind up doing, but check that out. So this thing has, I would say it has grown about 3 feet. I'm going to say 3 feet. 3 feet, that is. Yeah. And it's wrapping around on its own pretty nicely. I just start them down here. Like this one I had moved over here today, and it will probably just latch on and then, you know, curlicue its way up there. And then again on this side, I did the same thing a little while back, and as you can see, this one took as well. So there's my Black Eyed Susan vine. Oh gosh, I hope I can get this one to flower. Oh my God, would that not just be the best? Pray for me. Pray for the plant. All right, and this is my last unit. Get my little BDB out there. It's growing in Alexa. No, I'm kidding. So in here I have another Coleus cutting. This one's growing obviously in water using the Aerogarden nutrients. I just moved this into the system today. It's the only thing in this system, and the only thing I plan on maybe introducing to this is some lavender, because I think this is on my bedside table. So I think I want to have some lavender growing over on this side. But or I also have some nicotine, but I don't know how big nicotine gets. But it's supposed to be really like perfumey. So we'll see what happens. But something's going to get put over here eventually. Not right now. Again, I got too much going on, which is why I had to, you know, basically thin out my my indoor growing projects. But as you can see, I still had quite a bit going on. There's food, there's flowers, there's just foliage, beautiful foliage. And yeah, I got herbs going. I got peppers, tomatoes, eggplants. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how things are going on. If you have any questions about anything I showed you, leave them in the comments. I don't have a seed packet to show you of the seeds for the Coleus because that was the Aerogarden Coleus pod that I started that from originally. I don't know, back in, I think it was like April. Might have been April of 2020. And right now it is Sunday, December 13th. So, yeah. With the right care, you can keep those things going forever. Especially the way they propagate. I tell you. I keep saying this, Coleus propagates so easily. I know it can't just be me. It can't just be me. Who is this? Oh, we got a cutie patootie kitty. All right, party people. I'm going to call this quits because my little lady is not going to stop rubbing up against me. When she wants attention, she gets attention. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Want me to go in depth about something? Feel free to leave that in the comments as well. And until the next video, y'all take care now.